All right, Abel Sanchez, fighter Ryan Martin fails a VADA drug test for banned substance. He took to Twitter to defend himself and say, "Why would I take a banned substance to sign up for the VADA drug testing 365 program? We back, Goodfellas Sports TV." And this ain't the only fighter that refused or failed the drug test that Abel Sanchez had. Carlos Cuadras had a gang of acne on his back, I think going against McWilliams Arroyo. I think that was the fight, and he refused to take the VADA drug test. So he refused to take a drug test, and he went into rehab for I think cocaine or something like that. But he refused to take the drug test, and everybody pretty much figured he was cheating. All right, so he didn't miss a drug test. He refused to take a drug test. So now it's some some fire where the smoke come from Abel Sanchez gym. Similar to Freddie Roach has some things going around in his gym, but then you had Carlos Cuadras, and now you got Ryan Martin that actually failed the test. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on at Abel Sanchez gym, but when you throw accusations and your fighter say Canelo Alvarez had injection marks on his body, and you and your fighter was going around saying that he cheated y'all, he illegally wrapped his hands, and he was cheating in the first fight and all that other stuff. Now, it's some smoke coming from your gym. Now, people are going to assume that your gym, is closer than one step to being a snack or something like that type of facility, okay? Or a Balco type of facility. But it's only two fighters from him that I know of, so I'm not going to totally indict his gym. Shit happens, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people take stuff and, it don't go right. You know what I'm saying? So, at the same time, man, something to keep an eye on. But you open yourself up to being labeled a hypocrite when you have things like this go down in your gym. And obviously, it didn't help Ryan Martin versus Josh Taylor, or it ain't going to help him in his future. A guy who signed with 50 Cent, and 50 Cent basically signed him to a slave deal. And when he signed to a slave deal with 50 Cent, he had to disband from that, but he still owed 50 Cent of all his endorsements and some of his career earnings. So it's a double whammy for Ryan Martin. You know what I'm saying? I thought he had an opportunity to be really, really good. Didn't really make any noise at 35. Couldn't make noise versus Josh Taylor. And now he fails the VADA drug test. You know what I'm saying? And then, you had another Abel Sanchez fighter, Carlos Cuadras. He refused to take a drug test, and he had acne all over his back. And then he went into rehab for something else, acting like he didn't, take drugs. And, it is what it is, man. People get on the Charlos for missing a drug test. This dude refused to take a drug test. Okay? People get on Errol Spence for nothing. People accuse Charlos for nothing. People go around accusing Floyd with no hard evidence. But at the end of the day, it's the fighters that you never believe do it. When the people that's accusing those fighters of something, when one of their guys from their ethnic group failed a drug test, they want to just gloss over it and say it was meat contamination. They want to make those excuses, but every day is somebody else getting popped. Willie Monroe, every day, every day is somebody get popped. Billy Joe Saunders, somebody with an excuse. And Abel Sanchez, you gotta be cool. You gotta be careful with who you criticize, man. You gotta be careful because you don't have nothing to do with this, right? Or you could have nothing to do with this. I'm assuming that you're gonna say you don't know how this happened, right? And that's fair game. You know what I'm saying? But that's your reputation. You coach these fighters. They work out at Big Bear. Same thing for Floyd. When his fighters was popping dirty for diuretics, smoking weed, and dudes was failing drug tests, people were saying Floyd's gym is dirty. So that means Floyd is dirty. Like, Floyd had control of everybody that he promoted and everybody that worked under his gym. So that goes for Freddie Roach. All the cases he had, it goes for Abel Sanchez. This thing ain't complexion for selection. It ain't complexion based. This should be across the board. So Abel Sanchez now has negative energy coming from his gym. Now it has a negative aura coming from his gym. Now it has a PED type of stitch in his gym. It wasn't his ace fighter in Gennady Golovkin, or it wasn't his other guy in Murat Gassier. But it's two fighters. One guy refused to take a drug test. You automatically guilty. That's not a missed drug test. You refuse to take a drug test in Carlos Cuadras. Now Ryan Martin can come up dirty. He didn't pop dirty before he got there. All of a sudden he get there and he pop dirty. You know, that's how people gonna look at it. I'm not saying I'm indicting Abel Sanchez or nothing, but when you go out there and you blast somebody like Canelo Alvarez and your closet ain't clean or your gym ain't clean in this particular case, then you open yourself up for ridicule and backlash. Okay, now you open yourself up as a hypocrite. That team is known for being liars. We'll fight anybody for Golovkin from 154 to 175. That was a lie. They lied about Canelo Alvarez canceling the final drug test in the rematch with Triple G. That's determined to be a lie. So at the end of the day, bunch of liars over there. That's just what it is. It's a bunch of liars. You know? So when you lie and then you label a hypocrite because you have guys in your gym who refuse to take a drug test in Carlos Quadras, who failed the drug test in Ryan Martin, now you open yourself up to ridicule and backlash, and rightfully so. Right or wrong, it came out your gym, okay? And that's just the situation and the hand you've been dealt. So you can say it wasn't Triple G all you want to, but, you know, they came from your gym, you coached them. I just know Ryan Martin was a clean fighter before he got there, and all of a sudden he there, and now he popped dirty. Now, that could have been on him. Not accusing Abel Sanchez or something, but you can't be out here parading around and killing Canelo, but your gym ain't clean. You figure deal me. But it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Y'all know where y'all at. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon button. We're on Facebook, Twitter. Also, you can reach out to me in the email. Got a Facebook group, or you can DM me on social media if you got a question, business inquiry, sponsorship, whatever the situation may be. You want to make a donation to the channel as well. That link's there as well. And for sure, I got one more non-boxing video. That's my last video for the night, unless something major breaks. I'll link the article source to the description on the source link or article link. Much blessed to you and yours. One time for the one time we go.